What's up guys, my name is TechnoTuner and today I'm bringing to you my Mermail Atlantean deck profile. This deck has a lot of capabilities of doing a lot of rogue stuff for the format, as well being able to lock out your opponent from really any special summoning unless it's a water monster. This deck has a lot of capability as well, becoming a very good aggro or control deck depending on how you want to build it. For this deck, I made it very combo intensive and it's very fun to play overall. But I wanted to bring it to you guys today to show you what I was working with and see what you guys thought. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop right into the deck profile. First up, we're running 3 Poseidra, the Storming Atlantean. This card was a new one out of Suda, so I think Supreme Darkness if I remember correctly. While you control a monster except Poseidra, the Storming Atlantean, your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks. You can only use each of the following effects of Poseidra, the Storming Atlantean once per turn. You can send one other water monster from your hand or face up field to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send one Atlantean or Mermail monster from your deck to the graveyard, then target one card your opponent controls and return it to the hand. So, outside of being another level 7 that we utilize for later on summoning, for C summoning, we can use that as a way to bounce a card that we don't want our opponent to have. Plus, it is a 2800 body, so that does amounts to some damage that we can utilize for going for an OTK. Next up, we're playing 3 Neptibus the Atlantean Prince. You can send one Atlantean monster from your deck to the graveyard, except Neptibus the Atlantean Prince. Add one Atlantean card from your deck to your hand, except Neptibus the Atlantean Prince. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, target one Atlantean monster in your graveyard, except Neptibus the Atlantean Prince, special summon it. You can only use each effect of Neptibus the Atlantean Prince once per turn. So, another combo piece that we can utilize to send cards off to get and trigger other monster effects. Next up, we're playing 3 Atlantean Dragoon. Of course, this is the #1 card that everybody thinks of when they think of Mermail Atlantean. All face-up level 3 or lower sea serpent type monsters you control can attack your opponent directly. When this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, add one sea serpent type monster from your deck to your hand, except Atlantean Dragoons. So we're going to be using that send effect a lot to get and fuel our hand just from cards in our deck. Next up, we're playing 3 Mermail Abyss Pike. When this card is normal or special summon, you can discard one water monster to the graveyard, add one level 3 water monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect, or this effect of Mermail Abyss Pike once per turn. While it's a hard once per turn, it is a very beneficial card because this does let you correct some of the cards that you don't want in hand while also being able to trigger off effects. Abyss Shrine, the Atlantean Spirit, another card from Rage of the Abyss that was very cool to use and see. You can tribute this card from your hand and one Atlantean or Mermail monster from your hand or field. Take one level 7 fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of his turn except water monsters. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, discard one card to the graveyard, draw one card. You can only use each effect of Abyss Shrine, the Atlantean Spirit, once per turn. So, this card, while also allowing you to summon a level 7 or higher, it does give you options during your opponent's turn to get rid of dead cards in your hand to really hopefully draw into a card you can utilize. Next up, we're playing 3 Mermail Abystius. You can discard one other water monster to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. When summoned this way, you can add one level 4 or lower one level 4 or Mermail monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Mermail Abystius once per turn. While a lot of people just see this as a level 7 to be free summoned and trigger off an effect, do remember that you can only activate the effect to add a level 4 or lower Mermail when it's summoned by its own condition. Next up, we're playing 2 Mermail Shadow Squad from Rage of the Abyss. You can discard one card to the graveyard. Water monsters you currently control become level 7 until the end of this turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, special summon one level 4 or lower Atlantean or Mermail monster from your deck, except Mermail Shadow Squad. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except water monsters. You can only use each effect of Mermail Shadow Squad once per turn. So once again, just another body that helps you revive and play through a lot of different hand traps, while it just allows you further capability to go through an OTK if necessary. Now we're on to a bunch of one-ofs. So let me clean this up real quick here. But this is basically the bare bones engine in which you want to run for Mermail, along with a few other cards. But don't worry, because we have a bunch of one-ofs that you can utilize in this deck as well. One of them being Moon Glacia, the Elemental Lord. Cannot be normal summon or set, and must be special summoned from your hand by having exactly 5 water monsters in your graveyard. If this card is special summon, discard 2 random cards from your opponent's hand, or their entire hand if less than 2. You can only use this effect of Moon Glacia, the Elemental Lord, once per turn. If this card, or this face-up card leaves the field, skip the battle phase of your next turn. That's perfectly fine, because usually when we get this monster on the field, we're either going first or second, ensuring that our opponent cannot set up enough interruption or interaction for us to really worry about the crackback. Next up, 1 Atlantean Heavy Infantry. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 level 4 or lower Sea Serpent type monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. When this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, destroy that target. We're playing 1 Atlantean Marksman. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Atlantean Sea Serpent monster from your deck, except Atlantean Marksman. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, target 1 set card your opponent controls and destroy that target. Now, these 2 cards can be sided out for further hand traps, such as Draw and Lock, Effect Veiler, etc. I just run them because I personally like the Atlanteans all too well. Next up, we're playing the 1 Butterfly Fish. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a monster effect, you can add this card to your hand. If a monster is sent to the graveyard except by battle while this card is in your graveyard, you can discard 1 card to the graveyard. Special summon this card, but you can only use 1 Butterfly Fish effect per turn and only once that turn. You cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except for water monsters, the turn you activate either of this card's effect. So, this water locks you as well. Next up, we have Super Ancient Deep Sea King Coelacanth. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card, special summon as many level 4 or lower fish monsters as possible from your deck, but they cannot declare an attack, and their effects are negated. When a card or effect is activated that targets this card on the field, quick effect, you contribute 1 other fish monster, negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card. So, this also allows us to get out extra monsters, so we can do link plays, synchro plays, etc. For one of those other monsters we're talking about is Gluttonous Reptolfin Grethus. You can target 1 fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster in your graveyard with an equal or lower level than the number of cards in your opponent's hand. Special summon it, but cannot activate its effects this turn. You can only use this effect of Gluttonous Reptolfin Grethus once per turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can make that synchro monster that uses this card as material gain 200 attack and defense for each card currently in your opponent's hand. Next up, we have Deep Sea Minstrel. You can discard this card and 1 water monster. Look at your opponent's hand and banish 1 card from their hand face up until the end phase. If this card is special summon, you can send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard, then target 1 level 4 or lower water monster in your graveyard, except Deep Sea Minstrel. Place it on top or bottom of the deck. You only use each effect of Deep Sea Minstrel once per turn. And then finally, the last water monster we play in the deck, which is Barrier Statue of Torrent. No monsters can be special summoned except for water monsters. So this can further lock out your opponent from being able to really just go into anything outside of water monsters, which a lot of decks this format don't really play very many water monsters outside of maybe Crystron. Now for hand traps, I am playing 3 Ash Blossom and 2 Nibiru. Like I said, you can cut some of the cards and add 3 Joel and Lock, 2 Effect Veiler, whatever. That's personally up to you, but I'm running minimal hand traps in this deck because I want to see more water monsters so I can activate effects. As for spells, I'm only playing 3. I'm playing the 1 Call by the Grave, 1 for 1. Allows you to send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, special summon 1 level 1 monster from your hand or deck, and then 1 Abyss Sting Triana. Special summon 1 Atlantean or Mermail monster from your hand or graveyard, and if you do equip it with this card, If the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send this card to the graveyard instead. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target up to 3 of your fish, sea serpent, and or aqua monsters that are banished or in your graveyard. Shuffle them into the deck. You can only use this effect of Abyss Sting Triana once per turn. You can only activate one Abyss Sting Triana once per turn. Next up, I am playing 4 traps, which are 3 infinite impermanents and 1 Abyss Steam. Now, you can also trade out this Abyss Steam for a Virtue Stream. The only difference is Abyss Stream gives you the capability to draw cards equal to the number of different monster types among the monsters you control that are fish, sea serpent, or aqua monsters. Also, until the end of your next turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except water monsters. If a face-up water monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, add 1 Mermail monster from your graveyard, or banishment to your hand. You can only use each effect of Abyss Steam once per turn. So while being able to give you draws to hopefully hit more hand traps that you can utilize, it does offer a lot of capability for you to play through a lot of different issues that you see fit for your deck. All right. That's all I have for the main deck. Let's go ahead and hop right into the side deck, or well, not side deck, extra deck. For the extra deck, we're playing 1 Deep Sea Prima Donna. It's a level 7 Sea Serpent Synchro Tuner. Your opponent cannot target a Synchro monster that uses this card as material with monster effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Deep Sea Prima Donna once per turn. You can target 1 of your opponent's banished cards, add to your hand, or special summon level 4 or lower water monster from your deck, and if you do, add that target to their hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 banished card, shuffle it into the deck. So outside of being a level 7 tuner, we can also utilize this as a rank 7 material. We're playing the 1 Adamantipator Risen Dragite, 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner monsters. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, return all cards your opponent controls to the hand up to the number of excavated rock monsters. Also, place the excavated cards on the bottom of the deck in any order. When your opponent activates a spell or trap effect while a water monster is in your graveyard, you can negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. You can only use each effect of Adamantipator Risen Dragite once per turn. The only reason why we're really running this is for the spell and trap negation. Next up, we play 1 Ice Jade Grimir Aggregine. Requires 1 water tuner and 1 or more non-tuners. Quick effect, you can activate this effect. Face-up monsters you control cannot be destroyed or banished by your opponent's card effects this turn. Then if you activate this effect in response to your opponent's card or effect activation, and your opponent has a card or cards with that name on their field and or graveyard, you can banish those cards. If a card is banished by your opponent's card effect while this card is in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card. You can only use each effect of Ice Jade Grimir Aggregine once per turn. So outside of being a level 7 body for our Deep Sea Prima Donna, it does offer some protection capabilities and allowing us to get rid of troublesome hand or card effects if we chain it correctly. Next up, we have a decent Xyz package. Sorry about that. Our decent Xyz package is Le Virtue Dragon. Requires 2 level 3 monsters. If this card is special summoned, you can add 1 Virtue Stream from your deck to your hand. You can activate 1 of these effects. Detach 1 material from a monster you control, then add 1 fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster from your graveyard to your hand, except the Virtue Dragon. Target 2 Xyz monsters on the field. Attach 1 material from one of those monsters to the other. You only use each effect of the Virtue Dragon once per turn, which is perfectly fine. The next one we're playing is number 4 Stealth Kraken. 2 level 4 water monsters. All face-up monsters on the field become water. Once per turn during the main phase, quick effect to destroy 1 water monster your opponent controls. And if you do inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the attack it had on the field. If this Xyz summon card is destroyed, you can special summon Stealth Kraken spawns from your extra deck up to the number of materials this card had. Then you can attach up to 1 water monster from your graveyard to each of those special summon monsters as material. Next up, playing 2 Snowdust Giant, 2 level 4 water monsters. Once per turn, you can attach 1 Xyz material from this card, reveal any number of water monsters from your hand, and place that many ice counters on face-up monsters on the field. Non-water monsters on the field lose 200 attack for each ice counter on the field. Then, of course, we're playing the 1 Abyss Rite, the Atlantean Spirit. For those that don't know what this card does, it is out of Supreme Darkness. It takes 2 or more level 7 water monsters. Water monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense for each material attached to this card. You can only use the following effects: Abyss Rite, the Atlantean Spirit once per turn. If this card is Exceed Summon, you target one level 7 or lower fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only detach one material from this card and set one Abyss Trap from your deck. So, it allows you to set your Abyss Stream pretty easily from your deck, while also giving you capability to do other plays. Next up, we're playing the 1 Mermail Abyss Gaios. 2 level 7 water monsters. While this face-up card has Exceeds material, level 5 or higher monsters cannot attack. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can attach one Exceeds material from this card and negate the effects of all face-up monsters opponent controls currently that have less attack than this card until the end of this turn. So when paired with Abyss Sprite, Mermail Abyss Gaios can basically negate the entire board just based off the attack power that it has. And then the final 2 Exceeds monsters are Poseidra Abyss, the Atlantean Dragon Lord. Requires 3 level 7 monsters. Once per turn, you can also Exceeds summon Poseidra, the Atlantean Dragon Lord, using one Atlantean or Mermail Exceeds monster you control. Transfers materials to this card. Once per turn, you can detach 2 materials from this card, then send 1 water monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. Return up to 3 cards your opponent controls to the hand. If this Exceeds Summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can discard 1 card to the graveyard, special summon 3 level 3 or lower fish, sea serpent, and or aqua monsters from your hand or graveyard. So that's all I'm running for the Exceeds and Synchro packages. However, I am running a small link package as well, in case I need it to allow for extension. To allow for extension, I'm running 1 Area of the Water Charmer Gentle, 1 Mermail Abyss Glacia, 1 Marincess Coral Anemone, and 1 Mermail King Neptibus. For those that don't know what any of these cards do, Area of the Water Charmer Gentle, 2 monsters, including a water monster. You can target 1 water monster in your opponent's graveyard. Special summon it to your zone this card points to. If this link summon card is destroyed by battle or is destroyed by an opponent's card effect while in the owner's monster zone, you can add 1 water monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Area of the Water Charmer Gentle once per turn. Next up, we have Mermail Abyss Glacia. 2 fish, sea serpent, and or aqua monsters. Monsters this card points to gain 500 attack and defense. You can use each of the following effects of Mermail Abyss Glacia once per turn. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. Add 1 Mermail monster from your deck to your hand. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's attack or card effect, you can send 1 water monster from your deck to the graveyard, then target 1 water monster in the graveyard, special summon it in defense position. Marincess Coral Anemone. 2 water monsters. You can target 1 water monster with 1500 or less attack in your graveyard. Special summon it to your zone this card points to. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except water monsters. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target 1 Marincess card in your graveyard except Marincess Coral Anemone. Add it to your hand. You can only use each effect of Marincess Coral Anemone once per turn. Then finally, we got Mermail King Neptibus. 2+ monsters, including fish, sea serpent, or aqua monsters. Your opponent cannot target water monsters this card points to with card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Mermail King Neptibus once per turn. If water monster is sent to the graveyard to activate a card or effect except during the damage step, you take 1 Abyss Equip spell from your deck or graveyard and either add it to your hand or equip it to this card. If this card is in its owner's possession and is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can add 1 Atlantean or Mermail monster from your deck to your hand. So this card basically helps you protect your monsters on field along with the barrier statue if you're looking to utilize it, as long as it's under one of its link arrows. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for today's deck profile. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe so you can check out more of my stuff. Outside of that, I try to respond to everybody's comments that come in, so I'm sorry if I'm a bit slow, but I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings? Am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?